Weirdo.
Weirdo in a bow.
Yeah, weird bow.
It's time to take A Therapeutic Dose, a prescription-strength reality TV podcast that explores the intersection of reality TV and therapy. Possible side effects may include entertainment, strong emotional reactions, and/or laughter. Here are your hosts, Ramona Ramirez and Margie McGee.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to A Therapeutic Dose, where we meet at the intersection of reality TV and therapy. I am Margie McGee, and with me, as always, is my dear friend and co-host.
Hello, I am Ramona Ramirez. Hi, Margie.
Hi.
Hi. I'm so happy to see you.
You too. These Miami ladies really are, they're quite a cast.
They give and give, and I don't want to give anything back in return. However, I will take what they're giving.
Like, I'm all over the place with this cast because I can't make a blanket statement about them because I love Kiki and I love Guerdy, and I now officially, Julia's dead to me. Lisa can go all the way to hell. I have such strong, extreme feelings, or at least I did in this episode, which is probably a reflection of how I'm doing this week, where I'm in a black and white headspace. But that's sort of how I came out of watching this episode. It's just like, well, I hate these women and I love these women, and thank you very much. Good night.
I agree. And I think the timeline we find ourselves in right now, I think that black and white thinking is pretty, I can see why that's coming up. I can see that. I absolutely can. Listen, your black and white thinking, it still looks real fucking Pollyanna compared to my black and white thinking. And I mean that as a compliment.
No,
and I mean that as a compliment.
But it's it's a control thing. I was talking to another friend of mine. We were talking about And Just Like That, which, like I do every season, I watch every frame of every episode and I can't stand it.
Yes.
And I know people who write on that show, and they are wonderful, talented, brilliant writers. It has nothing to do with that. Shows are what they are. I've written on terrible shows with a room full of brilliant writers. I don't mean this to be a reflection on anyone in that room. What I was telling my friend is that what I'm finding with And Just Like That is partly the reason I'm watching it is because I fume through every frame of it. And then when it's over, I'm able to say, that was bad and I am right. There's no question. Nobody can come up with, alternative facts or fake news. That was not good. These are not the characters I loved in the 2000s. It's a really simplistic way I'm boiling it down so I can turn off the TV and go I know that was not good and I am right. And so now I can go to bed at peace. It's a very weird thing I'm doing with that show. I'm in a toxic relationship with And Just Like That.
Listen, you and the And Just Like That subreddit agree it is a nonstop pile-on, but I think we're all so offended as fans of the original show. And I'm not saying those characters weren't problematic then. And it's definitely unfucking hinged now. But this show, the way these characters are like an abomination / bastardization of the characters that we watched for 6 seasons.
It's not how women of that age move in the world, and certainly not New York City women of that age. Miranda can't get an apartment. She can't figure out how to get an apartment and not live next to a naked, headbanging, sword-wielding psycho. What are you talking about? You're rich. You've lived in that city forever. I lived there for what, 3 years total over the course of 2 different stays. I could tell her where to go. I don't know anything about that city, but you have enough money. I can't.
I agree. And it's on tonight because we're recording on a Thursday night. So
Right.
It will be hot and ready like a fucking a pizza. I don't know. It'll be hot and ready for, although, yeah, like we were saying before, I think tonight after we're done, I'm going to have to unwind with Love Island and then Orange County, which is premiering tonight. What is it, season 19 or something? Yeah, season 19 is premiering tonight. I'll save And Just Like That, and I'll save Orange County. Love Island's going to take that spot.
If you want to know just how trapped in the early 2000s I am,
Always.
I didn't realize that And Just Like That was on Thursday nights. I thought it was on Sundays because I am trapped in 2000, the year 2000 in New York City when I would race home to watch Home Box Office with my friends
I think that it was
on
on
Sunday nights.
Sunday nights until this season, wasn't it?
Oh,
I don't know.
I literally am, I'm trapped 20 years ago.
Who
So,
not
I mean,
That's probably also a coping mechanism and a control thing too.
yeah, maybe so.
Oh my
Just hanging
God.
on to nostalgia in any way can get it, including air days and times of shows from a time that made a
Listen, it
little
was
more
muscle
sense.
memory. It was muscle
was.
memory. Everything good on HBO was on a Sunday night, which maybe
Yeah.
is HBO saying, like, by the way, we know this show is bullshit, so we're not going to put it on Sunday night. But do they put anything on Sunday night anymore? I don't know. I don't
The
watch
White
This
Lotus
Is
was
Us
on
or,
Sunday night.
oh, you're right. And what is it called? The Last of Us? Let It
The
Begin With
Last of
Us?
Us.
Thank you. I know I need to watch it. No one yell at me. Not that anyone's going to yell at me. I'm just saying I get it. I know. I'll watch it when I watch it, just like I did with Game of Thrones. I'll watch it when I watch it, and I'll probably
of
love
Thrones
it
was
like
a Sunday
everyone
night
loves it right
show.
now. Game of
All
Thrones was a
their
Sunday night show.
big
All
time
their
prestige TV.
fucking Sopranos. Whew.
That
OG.
was the same era.
Succession, speaking of OG, L to the
Yeah.
OG. Yeah, he's the OG. Never mind. No one needs to hear me do a bad Kendall Roy.
Is
Shall
there
we?
any
No,
other
go
Kendall
ahead.
Roy?
Oh
Um,
God. Talk about a tragic person that I was rooting for. Why? Same with Tony Soprano. I
because that
rooted
was
for those
great
toxic
writing.
men.
That's why.
Yes,
And just
yes.
like a great vision, and the studio supported it. And again, not that the writers in the And Just Like That room are not all wildly talented. It's just sometimes you get directives that you have to carry out,
I
and it
mean,
doesn't maybe serve even your own taste. So
right. It's a job and it's
it
Michael
is.
Patrick King. And I
Yeah.
imagine that it's probably hard to say, I'm so sorry, Mr. Michael Patrick King. I'm so sorry, Mr. Patrick King, Mr. King, whatever. I can imagine that if you want to, work in this town again, you got to just you're going to work. The boss
Yeah,
tells
you're
you what to
hired.
do, you do it.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm
Especially
sure
after that
people.
strike took people out of their fucking livelihoods for so long.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course. Of
yeah.
course. No,
I
no.
do
I
not
have
fault any
no.
of them.
Of course not. Of course not. That is my leading point.
Yes.
And I'm sure, I've been on shows before where you raise an objection and you get feedback that's like, this is not the room for that. And you're like,
Mhm.
okay, that's how you learn what your job is. And you're right. You're hired to carry out someone else's voice and vision.
Yeah.
Period. So,
I don't know when his voice and vision turned so whack.
it is confusing because
Holy shit, man.
yeah, it's weird. But again, I watch it. I watch every single episode with my full attention paid to it. Like, it's insane how
Same.
invested I am in something that ignites like white hot
Rage.
loathing. I
Yes.
don't even know. Yeah.
Full loathing, full are you kidding me? What is happening? Yes, like looking over my shoulder, like, is everyone seeing this when I'm in a room by myself? Yes.
Mhm.
My friend Liz the other day, yelled at the TV no one else was in the room.
I mean, look, it'll bring you to that. It'll bring you
Yeah.
to that.
Yeah, it absolutely will. Speaking of people that will make you scream at your television, shall we get into this? This is The Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode 5, Miami Goddesses. And you're right, Margie, the taglines sound like they were recorded in a tin can.
Okay, thank you. Because I heard it
Holy
again this
shit.
week. And I swear to God, Ramona, you're the one who has tuned my ear to audio stuff in a way it never has been before. But it really bothered me. I'm like, that's cheap. This show is not cheap. Fix that. Fix the audio. Just go to their houses and make them record it right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, it sounded like they were recorded in their homes, but
Maybe.
I don't know what happened. It was so bizarre. I was like, that's crazy. Anyway, now everyone's going to be like, oh, let me listen for that. Who knows?
You'll hear it. It just sounds like, yeah, like they're in a metal stall. Very weird.
Yeah, it did not, it sounded, no one knew where to put their mouth on the mic. That's
Yeah.
just it. Yeah, it was
And
weird.
then they just like let it ride. They're like, nah, it's
Yeah,
fine. It's short.
yeah,
No one will care. And probably no one cares,
exactly.
but
And
I
probably no one
noticed.
does.
So.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
But I did care about Alexia meeting an Instagram influencer whose brand is narcissist expert, I guess.
Please.
We start with Alexia meeting this man, Daniel, who is a self-help expert she found on Instagram. Mind you, she found him after looking at women who address the same subject matter and decided to land on this man because internalized misogyny much, I guess.
I mean, it's Alexia.
Yeah.
Alexia is nothing if she's not a misogynist all the live long day.
That was crazy. She even said it so dismissive. She's like, well, no, there's women who talk about this, but ew, women, right? My friends will believe it from a man. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
She's very sick. She's extremely ill. There was so much to unpack in this scene. So yes, she refers to him as a life coach. When I read the Chiron, that self-help expert, my hackles went up all the way. They were hackling, all right? The hackles were hackling. And so, of course, I had to Google him because I needed to know more. Not because I was curious, but because I'm petty.
I love that. I just wrote him off, but I love that you went the extra
Oh,
mile.
no,
Tell me what you
because
learned about
I-
Daniel.
Because I feel like, okay, all right, okay, Daniel, self-help expert, talking about listening to your gut. You want to know what? My gut told me you're a grifter. And guess what? Net. So I Googled him. His name is Daniel Chidiak or Chidiak, I'm not sure. On his Wikipedia page, there is a disclaimer, a Wikipedia written disclaimer at the top that says, this information reads like a press release. Please help improve this page by adding independent and secondary sources. And it felt scathing, and I felt validated. And on his About page, on his website, there are no credentials whatsoever. He's not even certified to be a life coach. So when people like him, okay, I'm going to say something that might come off as controversial or like I'm a dick or like I'm ignorant. And I want to assure you that I am not trying to be like that. I am not trying to paint with a broad stroke, a broad brush. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? I will say that, especially in the last 10 years, especially as we talk a lot about wellness and whole foods and all of this shit, it feels like Australia is, how do I explain it? It feels like there are, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist here. I'm not saying it doesn't exist in Los Angeles. I'm not saying it doesn't exist here in the Bay Area. I have observed that there are some particularly crunchy to alt-right pipeline kind of toxic positivity kind of people that happen to be Australian.
I don't notice it being siloed in any country. Because to
I-
me, all
you're-
of TikTok is just like, just do this, make this
Yeah.
green shake, wear this sweatshirt. It's just, the whole of TikTok is just like, here's the one thing to do. Do you feel bad about yourself? You don't have to. That's your
God.
choice. Here's how to fix it. Say this slogan in the mirror every day. Like, it's
Yeah,
all.
it's disgusting. It's terrible, and I hate it, and I don't want to offend anybody. I've had this conversation with other people, and out of just, out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, but of no, what's the word I'm looking for? Like there's, like they've given me no reason to think that they would believe the way I do. And whenever I bring it up, I'm like, am I wrong? Or does it feel like it's like a thing, like the natural and the toxic positivity? My point is that my hackles went up. I felt validated reading that Wikipedia disclaimer. I felt validated reading his website. And then when they're showing the examples of the memes that Alexia finds so inspiring and she can just relate to them so much, I just was like, This man's a fucking grifter. He's straight up a grifter. His quotes really resonate with her. Alexia is not fucking deep because she doesn't want to be deep. She doesn't want to get deep. She's real comfortable where she is. Everything's working out for her just fine. She doesn't think it is. And she's like, my life is an emotional roller coaster. But her life has been an emotional roller coaster. She might have even still been a teenager when she married the wannabe Scarface first husband, Peter's dad. And then it just kept going. And she doesn't want to get off. She doesn't want to get off. It's working for her. Shit works for me. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm better than Alexia. I'm just saying what I observe. Please cut me off before I shoot myself in the foot.
No, I think it's all very valid. And it does sound like in their conversation, it sort of sounds to me like she sought out Daniel when she was in her fuck Todd, fuck him, I can't believe he did this to me phase. Because he's like, how are you? And she's like, I'm doing much better. I'm fine. But I want to understand why I couldn't identify red flags. And all of my friends are narcissists, not me, but all of my friends are. So she's trying to pivot. I think her initial contact with this man had everything to do with Todd. And now she's like, actually, this is for everyone else in my life. Because Alexia says her head is telling her to be wary of Todd, but her heart is overriding her logic. As you just said, then you're still firmly planted on your roller coaster, honey. So buckle in, enjoy, but you're not done.
God. I see glimpses of my notes out of my peripheral vision, and I just get exhausted and enraged with both of these people as individuals. And then together, I'm just tortured. So yes, like you said, she's centering a white man's perspective over anybody else, which tells us a lot about Alexia, obviously. She's choosing a life coach. He's not a credentialed life coach, if that means anything. There's no degrees or areas of study. There's no LCSW or LMFT. He's like, well, I was in a relationship with a narcissist and I got out and now I'm cured and I am an expert. Are you kidding me? It's like, okay, Alexia, if you want to go to a life coach, why not just go to therapy? Why not just go deeper? But it's like she knows she's going to have to go deep if she goes to therapy and she don't want to. She'd rather girl boss through that shit. She'd rather meme her way through her discomfort. She doesn't want to go through the discomfort. She wants to leave the relationship with Todd or not and then just be, I made it to the other side. I can just see it now. I can see her tooting her own horn now.
But she's
thinking that she's done a whole lot.
But she's trying to take this completely off Todd because she wants to stay with him. So now she's saying, I've surrounded myself with narcissists, but they're my girlfriends. Not Todd. I can handle Todd. But all these women, can you handle 9 narcissistic women? Ugh. She hates women.
She really does.
Almost as much as, and just like that.
She hates women. She hates women she's dangerous with her hatred of women, and just like that is.
It's camp. It's fine. It's so broad and over the top that it's not Alexia, that's a way to take a person seriously. No, it's just this is stupid. That's fine.
They're characters, and Alexia is a real person. Camp as well, but she's also she's a mom to one extremely criminal, not good son and another sweet boy. And then she's got her history of partners that are no thank you is all I'm going to say. I've made my point. So she asks him, why, even though I know there's red flags, why don't I want to see it? Or I say I can fix it and I can change it. It's because you don't want to do the untangling. You don't want to figure out where that came from, and you don't want to untangle and get curious about what's hiding in the muck of your dysfunction. Then Daniel gives her a simple answer of, it's literally just us forgetting our worth. Okay. Oh, perfect. Great. Okay, shoot. Is that, should I have just bypassed all the years of therapy that I've done? Is that all it took? Oh, thank you, life coach, self-help expert, Daniel.
Look, he's not wrong. It's just reductive. It's
right.
There's so much to do. You don't just regain your sense of self-worth when you detach from a narcissist. Something in me is very broken if I find myself in relationship with a narcissist, and me leaving the narcissist does not heal that. That is deeper, longer, more intensive, very satisfying and worthwhile work. But like, yeah,
It
everything for
is.
him boils down to something he can post on an Instagram square, you know?
Oh my God. Oh, she's so gnarly. And he's so gnarly. Her confessional, she says her head and her heart aren't aligned right now. Her head is saying, Alexia, be careful, but my heart is so strong, it can blank out my head. If I am honest, yes, have I been in a battle with my heart and my head? Of course I have. But was it my heart blanking out my head, or was it my low self-worth in that moment? Low self-esteem in that moment? Can it be both? It probably can be both. I am intolerant and impatient with Alexia's path because I don't have faith that she's going to find her way because I don't think she wants to.
Yeah, I think she contacted this guy when she thought Todd had left her and it was over. And since they've reconciled, I think she's much more comfortable being the wife of a shithead than being someone who escaped a narcissist and lived to tell. That was going to be her story if he didn't want her back. But they have some weird relationship now that's working for her. So now let's just pivot and make this party about all of her female friends. Great.
So then Daniel tells her all she needs to do to, circumvent these red flags or to transcend these red flags is you just need to be self-aware. And then he launches into the fact that he's written 3 books and coached the 350 people who have been the victims of narcissists. Oh, God.
I mean, listen,
I have a
you
headache
know,
from this.
But listen, I found my therapist on the worst reality TV show that existed at the time. So I don't know this guy. I didn't get enough information about him. I am very wary of an Instagram meme maker coming to town to solve everyone's narcissist problems. But I certainly do not have a leg to stand on in terms of like finding help in an unconventional, easily shit upon fashion. My therapist was, of course, licensed and all these things. But think about how we've talked about the therapists on Beverly Hills. Kyle's there. Like, people rightly shit on them. And so I understand when people are like, you found your therapist from a reality show. I'm like, I accept your scorn. And it has been helpful for me. But I'm coming at it from a different place than Alexia, I believe. I didn't get it to see my therapist to be like, fix my friends. My friends are crazy, not me. I went in because I was like, I'm broken and my relationships are all failing because of me. Help.
And you, ever since I've known you, have always been willing to do the work and to be uncomfortable and to sit in discomfort, no matter what it looked like, no matter if you were resisting the discomfort or anchored in the discomfort, determined to be friends with the discomfort, asking the discomfort what it was trying to show you. Alexia's not doing any of that stuff.
No, she's passing it on to her friends. She's like,
She's
I'm
passing it
fine.
on to
They're
her
a
friends,
mess.
and she's gonna meme her way out of it. And I will say, I did have a note that this guy makes Kyle's life coach / therapist look like a fucking expert.
But see, now I liked Kyle's life coach. Again,
I
I
know.
think these
I
people have
did
to
too
deal with the
at one
patience
point.
they're given,
Yes,
You can't
yes.
talk to someone, like you have to meet them where they are, which is why poor Dr. Jen had to define and explain empathy to Erica for them.
Speaking of, I don't know if you saw the headlines this week that Erica, she was spotted walking with her new boyfriend, and he was on a podcast. He is very MAGA, very conspiracy theorist. Lest anyone think that Erica gave a shit about for them. She didn't. Justice for Marco, justice for widows, victims, orphans. She's a piece of shit. You are the company you keep. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I have a really bad headache, and so I'm being ultra terrible tonight.
I think Erica Jane has earned your
Thank
ire,
you.
headache,
Oh my
or no.
God. Okay. Thank you, friend. I appreciate that.
Then we're
So-
with Lisa and Jody sorry, did you have anything else to talk about Alexia?
No, I
and
did not.
whatever? Lisa and Jody prepare for Hurricane Milton, which is barreling in on Miami. And Lisa, this made me so uncomfortable. Lisa asks if they have hurricane insurance. And Jody tells her, don't worry about it. And I just wrote, yikes, in all caps. Like, I don't know if he does or does not have hurricane insurance. I don't know if it is or is not the law that you have it. I just know that if I'm with someone who won't take a breath and explain to me whether or not we have it and why it's made sense to them either way, I don't know. It just felt like really dismissive in like a frightening way.
Yeah, I think what you're referring to is he gave her the verbal equivalent of a condescending, patronizing pat on the head. Don't worry about it. But she doesn't push back. She just goes, oh, okay. She's so infuriating to me. And I don't know if the light talked to me through this. I don't know. The light was blowing them out so much that their features were kind of disappearing, but her lips, she just looks like she's borderline Instagram fetish model to me at this point. And that's not coming from a place of misogyny, I want to say. I don't understand it. It's freakish to me and it is disturbing. I'm disturbed. I am disturbed. Maybe she would look at me and my fucking face and be disturbed. Fair, fine. I don't care. And she probably doesn't care what I think. But it's fetishy to me. It looks fetishy to me.
I think that's the goal, man. I think mission accomplished.
Oof, God.
And then we get another kind of jarring incident in her confessional as she discusses her marital settlement agreement with Lenny. And we hear Jody off camera coach her and tell her to like hold off, or I don't know what exactly he said, but she just turns to the camera and goes, Jody knows more than I do. And I was like, well, that's not a great way for things to go on. You guys should know the same amount, or I don't know. But also maybe it's just editing. Maybe it's fine. It just seemed
what
like
I want to know
back.
is what the fuck is your boyfriend doing with you at your job? Oh
that's
my
what
God,
everyone
I was
was
so
saying.
disturbed. It was so gross to me.
I think that's what Larsa was saying, is that he's inserted himself into her life everywhere, in her business dealings, in her personal life, in her work life. Like, he's everywhere now. Maybe that's a level of enmeshment that like is beneficial to them both, but this was a weird back-to-back, a 1-2 punch of like, Jody's freaking me out.
Jody's freaking me out and Lisa's freaking me out. They're both freaking me out together. So far, I see 2 out of 2 of these housewives that we've seen so far in this episode have not given me any reason to think that they need to change their life. They have not shown me that they think they need to change their life. It's all working out. So
No,
yeah,
Lisa seems thrilled with her position.
It's just,
so
oh
she's
God,
like, I have someone who's got my back. And I'm like, all right then.
Yeah. And so, yeah, back in the scene, she tells Jody she thinks people try to take advantage of her, but then you came into my life and that stopped and people are mad about it. People are mad because I have someone who has my back. Dude, I don't buy that Jody has her back out of the goodness of his heart. I feel nefarious vibes from him. And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Or maybe it's my gut. Maybe it's the gut that Daniel, life coach, is telling me to listen to. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, Daniel, life coach. I'm going to listen to my gut talking to me about why I feel like Jody is a fucking red flag. And listen, my husband has my back. My husband does a lot of shit for me that I used to know how and be able to do for myself. But the thing is that I hate it. I know how to fill up my tires with air, but I don't have to because my husband has this thing in the garage that will put air in my tire in the fucking driveway. And he's like happy to do it. It's his love language. See, that's when I don't feel so bad, is because it's something that he likes to do. He never feels put out. Like, it makes him feel good. But important things like a marital settlement agreement, that is absolutely something that I would want to know the ins and out of. I would not feel okay in my psyche if I didn't have knowledge like that at all, if that makes sense at all. So Lisa wants to be taken care of. And it's like I worry about her not knowing.
But that's
what
what
is
confused
going
me. Is like,
on.
I'm
But
not sure that she doesn't know. It's almost like it felt almost like a controlling thing on his end of like making her feel stupid, whether she is or not. And I don't think
nefarious.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Um, Yeah, and then Lisa blames Larsa's diarrhea of the mouth for villainizing Jody. So I guess it's Larsa's fault that we all find Jody to be an air-conditioned creep, but,
And she says that Larsa is
okay.
pissed because Lisa has someone taking care of her and helping her, and Larsa doesn't. And I'm like, dude, I don't know, man.
It's just like the classic housewife slam. Lisa, ever basic. And then speaking of Larsa, we go to dinner with Stephanie, Larsa, and Kiki. And this confused me. They meet up at this place called Shoma Bazaar, which is a restaurant that Stephanie calls her baby. So I guess she's a restaurateur. Is this part of it as well?
I don't have any fucking idea what this lady is other than a bullshit artist, quite frankly.
This
But
whole episode, I was like, you are contrived and you are trying to feed me bullshit. And you know how I feel about being asked to play the fool. Don't talk to me like I'm an idiot. I don't believe a word you're fucking saying. Your scene work with your husband was bad, and I resented every second of it. And it started here where I was like, what? You run a restaurant and you walk around like holding your Birkin, walking purse first, blah, blah, blah. That is not a boss.
I know that everyone considers Jackie Onassis to be an icon. I can absolutely be on board with like her fashion icon. Personally, I liked her fashion more when she was with Onassis versus when she was with Kennedy, but that's just me. But Stephanie needs to give it the fuck up. She needs to give it the fuck up with the flip and the bow and the gloves and the suits.
It doesn't read boss, it reads dress up.
Contrived. Yes, she does. She thinks we're stupid. I find her like extra phony, like dangerous phony. Like my hackles are up with her. Like I am the dog that's like, I'm sussing you out and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I don't like you. You're not safe. I don't trust you.
She's also long game wise. What I love about a reality star is that she's coming in thinking that she can control the narrative. Here's who I am. I'm going to present how I want. I'll do this scene with my husband. I'll get everybody in the space to have their lines and everything set up. Good luck, bitch. See you when the lawsuits come in. See you when he cheats on you and it's in the press because now he's high profile. I'll see you in 2 years and we'll see what's happened to your flip and your Birkins and your gloves then,
Yeah.
And again, just like shuffling around spaces doesn't make you a boss.
Talking to the people, talking to the managers, using her lingo. Stephanie, give it up. You are not Meryl Streep. You are fully play acting right now, and I'm kind of embarrassed for you.
Me too, but I'm excited for it to I'm excited for the
You're right.
facade to crumble. Like she thinks she's like, I don't know, that we're going to look at her like we look at Michelle Obama and be like, oh, aspirational. She did it. She got the man. He's a power guy, but she's as powerful. It's like, no, you are like a sad little wind-up toy that everyone clearly under your employ tolerates you because you sign their paychecks, but nobody respects you. Nobody respects you. Sad. Weird.
She is so weird. She's so weird, dude. Seriously. Ugh. She and Kiki and Larsa sit down to eat, and her mom calls, and so she answers the phone while she's there, and then she makes her mom say hello to Larsa and Kiki. I am not a fan of being put on the spot to say hello to someone that I don't know. It just was so fucking annoying to me. I was so annoyed.
How much do you love Kiki for speaking in Spanish effortlessly?
What's
I love
that?
Kiki. How much
I
do you
do
love
too.
Kiki?
I love
for
Kiki.
just-
I love Kiki. I love Kiki as an immigrant who speaks at least 3 languages. There might be more that I don't fucking know of. What the fuck do I know? Kermit drinking the fucking Lipton tea .gif. Don't get me started. So Kiki tells both of them that she's close to her mom. She's trying to rebuild a relationship with her dad, and she wants her dad to build a relationship with his grandson. And right on cue, Larsa and Stephanie come in with the toxic bullshit. Larsa's like, well, listen, if you don't do this, then Shamar's going to have a wall built up. Shut up, Larsa. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. His mom is Kiki.
Yes,
That
he's
kid
his
seems-
own person. He
Yeah.
will figure it out for
Yeah.
himself. And you know what
Yeah.
he's noticed for in the first 19 years of his life? Grandpa
Yeah.
wasn't there. So he
Yeah.
knows it's not
Yeah.
about Kiki's relationship. It's about Grandpa being utterly absent. So let's not blame
God.
Kiki for focusing on the bad, as she said. You dick.
And Stephanie has to pipe in and like, you again, more with the fucking platitudes. every day that goes by is one less day on Earth, and time is ticking, and I'm not one to talk. We learned that she was inseparable with her twin sisters, but they all worked together at Shoma, and now they haven't talked for 3 years.
She said 4 to 5 years.
She said 4 to 5 years?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Why do you think it was 3? Okay. She says she's a very giving person. She gave one a Range Rover and gave the other one a Mini Cooper. And I was like, dude, giving someone shit, giving someone material stuff, okay, when it's easy for you because you have a shit ton of money, okay, great. That doesn't mean anything.
I don't think it came no strings attached.
Fuck no.
It sounds
I don't either.
like
oh, there's
they
two
were
sides
working
to this,
for
and I
her.
want to know what it is.
Well, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying by like this, Stephanie, you can have this season to present however you want. I can't wait for Us Weekly to contact your sisters and be like, do you guys have a comment? And they'll be like, oh, you want to hear? We're just, we're at the tip of the iceberg here, baby.
The hubris to not watch other franchises or to not watch this one and think it's not going to happen to you. To think you can go in and self-produce and self-edit and think it's not going to happen.
That. You can have that in your first season, but it crashes down so fast. And she is setting herself up so bad. She
I
really
kind of
does
have bloodlust for this. You're right.
Yeah, she thinks she's the exception to the rule. All the housewives with the grandest downfalls do. So hooray.
And she tells Kiki and Larsa that her theory on why she's estranged from her twin sisters that she used to be inseparable from, her words, not mine, is that it has something to do with the way she talks. Because she visits construction sites all the time and she has to assert herself with men. Okay, I can buy that she has to talk and assert herself with men. Totally get that. But is that the reason? As Tim Robinson says, you sure about that?
You sure
about that? I'm so fucking skeptical.
Well,
Anyway.
and it's just, I'm sorry, if you can't separate your sisters from strangers on a construction site, you have the problem. If you can't code switch to talk to your family with some level of respect and decency, I don't know. I would have a hard time working for her too. Because again, it's like working for a kid playing dress up. If I was your sister and I actually know who you are and you're coming to me going like, hey, what I need from you today is nah, nah, nah," I'd be like, okay, why don't you chill out? Let me do my job. And I don't know. We'll see. There more will be revealed. These sisters will have a say somehow, some way. So
I can't wait. I'm on bated breath.
yeah.
As Alexander Petrovsky said in season 6 of Sex and the City, I am waiting on breath that is bated. Just to circle back to our Sex and the City discussion from earlier. Oh my God, who cares? I'm sorry to waste people's time.
It's not a waste of time. It's a callback. That's a valuable literary device. Then we just get this information that Stephanie clocked Lisa at Julia's baby shower as someone who's interested only in her material possessions rather than who she is as a human being. And that turned Stephanie off. Again, it's a surprise to her, Lisa's the only one who's ever been and again, she leads with a private jet. Her first scene was, let me pick up my dogs in a 40-minute private jet ride. Lady.
That part.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, they're both
absolutely.
terrible. Team nobody, but still.
Team nobody, dude. Team fucking nobody. Yeah.
Then we have my favorite scene of the episode, which is Adriana's only presence in this episode, except for a brief squat in a Sprinter van where she's counting coconuts and tells us that there's more deaths from falling coconuts than from storms. This is what we get from her this season. And she's a full-time cast member. Cash your check, girl. Good job.
Today I learned. She's obsessed with the coconuts. She's obsessed. It is hilarious to me. Oh, Margie, do you want to talk about Steve and Marisol and their supplies for the hurricane?
Sure. I mean, we just sort of go through this little montage of everyone prepping for a hurricane that never happens. So Steve brought home lanterns and snacks and Tito's and broccoli and hydrangeas.
But not just Tito's.
Oh, no.
He
a
brought back
Sutton Strack
right.
handle.
Thank you.
From
a Costco
Costco
jug. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
She's the Miami Sutton without the turn on a dime nastiness so far.
I was just going to say that's the difference, though. Like
Mhm.
Marisol is a drinker, Sutton is a drunk,
Mm.
you know? Because we don't get into like, name them, name them. We don't get there with Marisol.
Yeah.
She's just like, do, my stomach hurts. But Sutton becomes like a terrorist. Like,
Yeah.
you already lost a sister. You want to lose another.
Oh my
It's
God,
like,
you're right. You're right. You're right. Oh my
She's
God, you're so
demonic
right.
with her
You're so
handle.
right. And then this scene, which creeped me out. I don't like Julia and I don't trust Stephanie. And so Julia's getting dog food and she's on a FaceTime with her new bestie that's just like shoving herself down her throat. And Stephanie's acting like they've been friends for years. And even Julia's expression is kind of like, you can see that she's smiling on the outside, but on the inside, she's like, what the fuck is this woman all about? Like, this is sus. She's sus. Stephanie tells her to call her if she needs anything. Why is she trying so hard? It is so gross.
The dumbest thing to say. Like, if this hurricane, by the way, Milton did actually touch down outside of the rich places in Florida. If you're in the line of a hurricane, you don't call people. Stephanie's not going to run over to save your chickens. It's a hurricane. It's a natural disaster. You stay put and you check in with everybody once the phone lines come back to life. Like, what is she talking about? Rich people, they're crazy.
Self-producing. She's
Right?
really, she's really thinking that she's doing something. She thinks
Yeah.
she's really doing something here. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I know the specifics. You have chickens. I hope you keep them safe. Well, what are you going to do with your chickens? Call me if you need help. My husband loves animals. Bye. Like, what? Weirdo.
Weirdo in a bow.
Yeah, weird beau.
So yeah, we see Guerdy's hurricane coverage and Adriana's continued worries about coconuts, and then
That's it. It's a wrap on
Lisa-
Adriana for the episode.
yeah,
Great job,
exactly.
girl.
Lisa and Jody are walking the street saying the weather isn't that bad while Lisa is filming herself holding the camera, her phone camera. She's so disturbing to me. Yeah.
Then it's the day after the hurricane, and Marisol, this grossed me out. But again, it's probably to do with the mood I'm in. She's like, I manifested the hurricane passing over me, as she like still smacks down her snacks. And it just bothered me because there's just no care for people who were impacted. Like, I'm so glad it passed you by, but like a lot of people lost a lot. And the fact that you're just like, not my problem. Gross. I don't find it amusing. I don't find it cute. I find it, especially these days, like, you can be glad it passed you by, and you can also say something acknowledging that not everybody was so blessed. So anyways, it was like one sentence and I was furious.
And then she says she's glad they're going to the yacht club because she's parched. Apparently the Costco jug of Tito's wasn't enough for the 12 hours that since we've seen him bring it home. Steve bring it home. Ay, ay, ay. Speaking of ay, 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 we meet Alexia and Guerdy. They're having lunch at Cafe Landwer. Again, more people grateful that they were spared by the hurricane. Anyway, we learned that Guerdy rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange with the American Cancer Society. She tells Alexia that with the group right now, she feels misunderstood, and she doesn't understand why. She's getting these vibes from the group, the whole group. In Guerdy's confessional, she says that she's reflected on what happened at Marisol's wedding party, and we see the flashback of Larsa and Alexia and Marisol piling on her, and she says, listen, on the group thread, it was very active about the baby shower, but no one said congratulations to me about ringing the bell on the stock exchange. And all I could think of was Taylor Frankie Paul on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives walking the red carpet and being a presenter at the CMAs, and no one in the Mom Talk group chat reached out to her. And
Well,
yeah.
no, but they texted her privately. They didn't
You're
do
right.
it on
That's
the public platform.
Oh
So
my
this
God,
is
you're
sort
right.
of the
I missed the
reverse.
plot. You're right. I take it back.
No, but to
Whoop, whoop,
them,
whoop.
it matters more. You know, Mom Talk knew what they were doing by not congratulating Taylor publicly. They knew, you know.
Okay. Oh, for sure. Okay, but
Yeah.
you're right. They did privately. Okay. So, yeah.
But my heart broke for Guerdy here because
For
you
sure.
and I talk about this feeling a lot. Like, it's one of my least favorite feelings is being misunderstood And Guerdy even says, I feel helpless because like she doesn't know how to impress upon people. It seems like they don't care that she survived cancer. She so casually said in the first episode, like, oh, I spent my summer having surgeries and chemo and radiation. I'm like, oh, did you? It's not casual. That's like life and death, and it's terrifying and painful and like, oh my God. And it really does seem like nobody gives a rip. She rang the New York Stock Exchange bell with the American Cancer Society. Like those are two of the most high profile, relevant organizations in our country. And everyone's worried about what they're going to put in the diaper at Julia's baby shower. I'm with Guerdy. I feel helpless. I'm confused. I feel misunderstood. And then Alexia, again, it just all feels like microaggressive / overt racism. Guerdy says, it feels like enthusiasm that I share with the group is not reciprocated for me. And Alexia cuts her off and goes, oh, but that's all in your mind. And Guerdy says, but my opinion is my opinion. And Alexia says, well, when you're talking like that, you kind of turn people off. Guerdy says it's challenging for the friend group to have different rules for different people. And then we cut to Alexia's confessional where she goes, well, this is exactly why people have issues with Guerdy, because she gets so defensive, you can't even tell her anything. Why don't you try listening, Alexia, instead of trying to tell her and correct her and get her thinking right? Why don't you listen? She's trying to tell you something and she's emotional. She's trying to get through to you. Help her. Say, I don't understand. Can you explain it a different way? Ugh, these women are so dismissive and shitty. It's
so
upset me
shitty.
So bad.
Alexia's particularly shitty. She's particularly shitty because we've seen the fucking wreckage that she leaves, not the wreckage that she leaves. What am I trying? Like just the wreckage, then the chaos that she seems to cultivate and be attracted to with her disgusting piece of shit of a son and her marriage, divorce drama, whatever, her fucking 2 previous husbands. I sound like such a judgmental see you next Tuesday right now, but it's like, again, it just seems like, dude, you're in such a glass house. Put the stones down, ma'am. Are you fucking kidding? Do you not see? But then, so Guerdy tells Alexia that she wants Julia to take accountability. And Alexia, who is now also a self-help expert and also an expert on narcissism after one lunch and a handful of memes that she's read on Instagram. I want to remind people, this woman is middle-aged. Alexia tells her that, well, not taking accountability is a trait of narcissism. And a lot of us in this group kind of have that trait. Oh my God, the audacity.
You spot it. You got it. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And I was just so feeling Guerdy's frustration because
absolutely
it doesn't get better as the episode goes on. But we do have this sweet little reprieve of the scene with Larsa, Kiki's son and his friend at some indoor golf place. And Kiki's son, Shamar, is home from college. He's the first in the family to go to college. And Kiki is like so proud. She's literally beaming. It's so lovely. And then she breaks down in tears, like weeping with worry about Shamar fending for himself in college. And she's releasing him into adulthood and worried about if he can do his laundry and like all the things that are normal when a baby bird leaves the nest. And she's so honest about it. And so like, she's doing everything right and having all the big feelings, and she let us see it all. And I thought it was real sweet. And I love her kid and his friend. They are both adorable.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Her love, her genuine love, concern, caring for, like, it was palpable. It's palpable. And I agree. I was so refreshed. I was parched for some normalcy and some decency. And Kiki came through.
And her
Kiki
kid. He trolled her and gave her shit and was like, I joined clubs, and immediately got hazed. And she was like, what's that? He threw her into a panic and then said he was joking. It was adorable.
So adorable.
And then Larsa enters to join the party and within 2 sentences asks Shamar if he has a girlfriend. And I was like, Larsa, because she dates people's sons. I was like, know your brand, honey. Don't be the one to ask that question. I don't think she was trying to go for it, but like, I was like, you're now single and this feels weird coming from you because you date very young men and Shamar's darling and gross.
Oh my God. I cannot believe it. Yes, you're absolutely right. She
I don't
totally
know.
does. And I don't think she has any schemes on Shamar, but still the fact that this is her, I think she's done it twice in a row now. How many times? Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yes, you're right. It's so on brand. Oh God, oh God, oh
Yeah.
God, oh God.
And then we get to our daddy issues section, and Kiki is trying to repair her father's relationship with Shamar. And she tells us that her dad won't make any effort to be in the kid's life as a grandparent because culturally, she says, he's the elder. And so those younger are to reach out to him. The same was true in my household. Like there's a sense that if you're older, you're entitled, and the younger people are to do all the work to earn your respect, and certainly not vice versa. They don't need to make any effort to get to know you, to understand you, to care about you. You have to do all of the output and take what you get, you know? And that bummed me out that is the state of affairs in her family as well. And then Kiki says she's not sure how or when to call her dad to remind him that Shamar's birthday is coming up. And Larsa, I guess to her credit, just tells her to call the dad right then and there. I mean, I guess why not? So then the dad says he will call Shamar on his birthday, and Kiki hangs up, and Larsa does my least favorite thing that people who have met my dad for 15 seconds also say, he's so nice. It's like, yes, in those 85 seconds, he was so nice. You're right. So everything I've told you, all of my feelings, let's go ahead and negate all of that. You're right. He's so nice.
Hayate, Larsa,
Ugh.
shut your mouth. I just love that Kiki asked her dad for what she wanted for Shamar because she's a loving mother that wants her son to feel good. But yeah, Larsa is so fucked in that way. Oh my God. I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed. Oh
and
God.
Larsa had even suggested that Kiki go about it in this like passive aggressive, manipulative way. She'd said like, just say like, oh, we're getting a birthday cake for Shamar, for a birthday party for Shamar. And I loved Kiki for just going straight in and saying, look, his birthday's tomorrow. It would mean a lot if you could remember to call, okay? And the dad was like, okay. So if I've learned anything in therapy, it's to be direct. Say what you mean, but don't say it mean. You know, be clear, be kind, and then gather information on the other side based on what the person does. So there you go.
Larsa, you know what? Why don't you observe how Kiki interacts with her family and you take a note from her? You are not an expert, ma'am. We've seen you admit on camera that you subscribe to the blood is thicker than water bullshit too. So, no thank you. Next. Oh God, I'm exhausted already.
Well,
Stephanie
next is our
yes.
community theater performance at
Holy
Shome
shit.
Village. I mean, we don't even have to go that deep into this. Stephanie starts by trying to convince us that she's the old soul in the relationship, that she's the adult, and Masood needs her. And I just wrote, okay.
She's Lady Doth protesting too much. She's trying so hard to circumvent the narrative that she's a gold digger. I don't care enough. None of us give a shit enough.
And I don't believe you. You're doing a very
Exactly.
bad job of making this unbelievable story at all believable. So just don't. Just
Right.
don't. You married an old man who's like rich, and that's rad. If she wasn't so annoying trying to get us to buy these lies, I thought it was very sweet how he played along with her. He did his part in the scene that she wrote, telling the leasing agent, like, I don't want to see the other place, okay? Don't take us to the other unit, okay? What a sweetheart. He's playing along with his girl. Good on him. Good relationship. Great. But don't do this shit where you're like, he needs me. He's an immature baby. If I wasn't here, this whole place would crumble if I wasn't around.
And again, if you know the truth and you're okay with your truth and you're secure in your truth, it doesn't matter that you don't have to prove it to anybody. You don't have to prove it, dude.
And she even like brought Larsa into her case. She's like, oh, well, we went to dinner with Larsa, and Larsa said, your husband is so fun and you're the old lady and you're not even letting him live his fun young man life because he's so young. Thank God he has you. Like, it was just so stupid.
So many things were stupid about this scene. I mean, listen, it's admirable that he loves dogs and loves animals and was so happy to bring in these 2 dogs that were abandoned in front of the building and took them to the vet and
This
gave
is
them.
all bullshit. None of
Oh,
it happened. Who's driving around in a hurricane with 2 dogs to bring them to Shome Village? Fuck off. Fuck all the way off.
fascinating,
And
fascinating.
Masood was there and took him to the vet and then set him up and like below me. This is all bullshit. She wrote this whole story so she could get in how he's such a child. He loves animals. He brings muffins to the turtles in St. Bart, you guys. It's like having a 6-year-old. He would be dead without me. Can you imagine? This whole building would be full of dog shit if it weren't for me. Fuck off. We don't need you. I don't believe you. I just don't. I don't think those 2 dogs came to Shome Village. I don't think so.
I can't believe that I bought it hook, line, and sinker. I feel like a fool.
Well, she's so smart. She brought dogs into the mix because while it was happening, I was like, aw. And then as I was writing the notes, I was like, oh, bullshit. As I had to type it and look at it, I was like, this isn't real.
You saw through her shit. You saw right through
God.
it. Oh, Margie. I love it.
I don't know.
In her confessional, she's more hard selling of her marriage. She says they're 100% a power couple. People always like, how do you balance it? Oh my God. Sure, Jan, they do. Sure, Jan. I'm not convinced that GQ page that they flashed on us wasn't like an advertorial that they paid for. I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be a real fucking bitch right now. I don't know.
I'm not inclined to believe anything they're showing us, certainly not in this segment. Because then they go to look at the units, show units, what are they called?
The models.
Model units, that's it. And we're to believe that Stephanie is such a fastidious boss that she must check every unit, even though Masood, founder of the company, and he's so passive that even when he says no, she carries on, okay? And he plays along with this bullshit. And of course, we get to a furnished unit where the puppies are because Masood is such a softie. He had to put him in a room with furniture. And then this actually grossed me out. The cameras zoom in on shit on the bed, piss on pillows. And she has her bad community theater freak out. And the scene ends with like a housekeeper spraying Lysol surface cleaner on the duvet cover shit stain. If there's worse advertising for this place, you couldn't have created it. All I see is filth. You're disgusting. Did you put the pissed on pillows back on the bed too? You guys are cheap and gross if that's how you
I have no
do
doubt.
this.
I have no fucking doubt, dude. I have no doubt.
I just wrote, I resented this entire segment.
No, you're absolutely right. I just really quick before we leave this one, Stephanie tells Masood that the one good thing that came out of the hurricane is that her sisters reach out to her parents for the first time in 2 years. I wonder why. The plot is thickening.
Wait, what do you
Estranged
mean?
from parents, estranged from Stephanie. I wonder, the twins, I want to know what the twins have to say about a lot of it. So, yeah.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought they'd reached out to her to check in.
They did, but they reached out to her parents too.
Oh.
They reached
But
out to her
then
parents.
She said,
Did I
once they learned-
misunderstand?
No, I'm asking you. Because
Oh.
again, by this point, I was so pissed off that I was
no.
like, her sisters called, and then once they found out she was okay, they ghosted her again. And I was like,
no.
fine.
The
But I
sisters,
missed the parents part because my
the
head
sisters
was...
reached out to the parents because of the hurricane, and the sisters reached out to Stephanie because of the hurricane.
Uh-huh.
And they said that they were reaching out to make sure everyone was okay, and they hoped they were okay. And they did say that, well, Stephanie says they said that they missed them and they love them. And then Stephanie was like writing back to them like, hey, where are you? How are you? And they didn't answer, but like, oh man. So they don't talk to the parents and they don't talk to their sister. I want to know. I want to know so much.
Those parents must be on the
all.
payroll or something, you know? Maybe, I don't know.
There's something afoot. We're both like, do you want to do the scene? No. Do you want to talk about the scene? No. Do you want to talk about the scene? Fucking Guerdy and Julia at dinner. Jesus Christ. Julia is just giving ice cold vibes. They're just radiating off of her as she sits at the table waiting for Guerdy to come up. And it's like she gets up halfway, and then Guerdy just is not going to give her a hug, so she sits back down. And Julia thanks her for coming. Guerdy says thanks for the invite, and she got her text message, and Julia said she meant it. We have a flashback to 2 weeks earlier where Julia is reading Marisol and Alexia the apology she sent Guerdy. And she says, I apologize. I come with an open heart. I want to clear the air as soon as possible. And she tells Guerdy she means it, and she does come to her with an open heart. And Guerdy just says, thank you.
I mean,
So-
Julia starts by saying, I don't know how we got to what
Yeah.
happened that night, but somehow we did. And my emotions got the worst out of me, but I'm very sorry for throwing the water. I hope you can accept my apology. That's not who we are. So she starts and closes with we, as if Guerdy had any part in her getting so out of control that she threw water on her. And Guerdy, this broke my heart, is immediately welling up with tears. And Julia remains an entitled ice princess and doesn't give a shit. And Guerdy says, I'm literally completely blindsided. And she puts the emphasis on the word and feel backstabbed. So Guerdy's doing a great job of expressing herself. And then Julia just immediately tit for tats it. And she goes, well, I felt blindsided by Guerdy exposing my facelift details. Guerdy, I shared with you something very private about my facelift. And you shared it with everyone I know. You betrayed my trust. And Guerdy's like, well, I felt betrayed as well. So you have to understand that my reply was matching what I was getting from you. And then Julia just makes it all about herself. Again, let's not forget, she stood up and followed Guerdy and put her finger in her face and threw water and humiliated this woman. And she has the balls to say, are you even slightly remorseful for exposing my facelift and implying that I was a bad wife to Martina?
I mean, I maintain what I said last week. She's judging herself for making that choice, that she went to get a facelift instead of being with her spouse while she was going through a hard time, or, what I would imagine is a hard time. And she doesn't like it. It doesn't sit well with her. So she's real insecure that people are going to be judging her because she's judging herself. That's my theory.
I think you're right. And I actually appreciated this. I thought this was so clear what Guerdy said. She said it hurt so bad when Julia said that we were never friends. And Guerdy said that's what led me to prove that we were friends by sharing such intimate private information that would only be shared with a true friend. And then Julia just goes, do you like me, Guerdy? With a weird smile. It was so creepy.
It was so creepy, Margie. It was so creepy. It was really creepy.
I appreciated Guerdy for just putting a stop to that shit. And she's like, I have anger and I need to be heard, basically. And she said that Guerdy just says that she was fighting back with Julia after feeling hurt by Julia declaring that they were never friends. And again, you see tears in Guerdy's eyes. This is real. This really hurt her. And again, everyone seems to forget that she just finished breast cancer treatments, all of them. Surgery, radiation, and chemo. She got a real go at this, And everyone's just worried about your elective facelift. Like, fuck off. God, look at her face. Care. And then Julia says, we hurt the people we love the most because we care. And Guerdy sits back and she just looks so sad and disappointed. And I've had this feeling in my life too with certain friendships where you just realize like, oh shit, like you're not who you once were. You're not who I thought you were. And okay, there's nothing to fight here. You're dug in on this shit. So yeah, it was so sad. It was sad.
It was sad. It was sad and creepy. And I can't stand the way people like Julia have to do conflict resolution. We see more of it in the last scene when Lisa's late. You did it. No, you did it. No, you did it. No, you did it. No, you did it. It's like, just shut the fuck up. Anyway, yeah.
And Julia ends this with this weird, like, grooming technique where she's like, if anyone asks about this talk, it'll stay between us. And I'm like, why are you doing that? You're so weird.
She's so weird.
what are you doing? Everything, she cares only about her image and presentation. She clearly does not give a shit about the woman sitting across the table with a bald head from chemo and tears in her eyes because her friend threw water on her. I mean, this is just crazy. And Guerdy, to her credit, is very honest and just says the hurt is so deep that one discussion is not enough to trust Julie again. So we're going to take mouse steps, she said, baby steps for sure, which is very generous for Guerdy. Because I would just be like, nah, you're dead.
Via con Dios, Guerdy.
Truly.
Via con Dios, dude. Protect yourself. That's all I have to say. And then, speaking of creepy, we head to Via Toscana or Villa Toscana, whatever, with Alexia and Life Coach Daniel for a walkthrough of the goddess party. And Alexia just enrages me. She almost puts me into just full white hot rage, just where I would vaporize into a pile of anger. I don't know. In her confessional, she says, in the past, some of the girls have enlisted the help of shamans, spiritual leaders, etc., because we need a lot of help. And I thought, yay, awareness. Then she lost me / enraged me when she says, the girls will take him more serious. He has more credibility than a shaman. And Margie, when I tell you that my white elder Gen X husband let out a disgusted, offended, audible gasp before I even did, and best believe that I did, I was like, oh yeah, that was some Columbus-y, colonialist, white supremacist bullshit. I was so proud of my husband. And listen, I am not talking about the crunchy to alt-right, self-proclaimed shamans, the neo-shamans that we've seen so much of, just too much of in the last 10 years. I'm talking about Native American, First Nation, indigenous societies and cultures, ancient cultures that these shamans were bedrocks of, backbones of, spiritual guiders working for good, not from ego like these neo-shamans do. Fuck you, Alexia. What does it say about her that an Instagram self-proclaimed life coach with no credential is more legitimate than a shaman? I have tears. I'm choking up a little bit.
Yeah, that was shocking and ignorant and disgusting. Like, that was truly, in one sentence, that's Alexia. Like,
100%.
If you need to know anything about the woman, that's the sentence that encapsulates it all. She'll discredit an ancient practitioner in favor of an Instagram influencer. Okay. An Instagram influencer who shows her the space that has mirrors with quotes written in lipstick on them.
With his quotes, probably.
I don't even think they're his. They all seem like those same generic quotes that you see on everyone's self-help grid. They're not revolutionary. It wasn't anything I was like, oh, I'd never thought about it like that before,
God, dude.
Get over yourself.
What is happening? What is happening? Oh my God, what is in the water?
I believe in all that stuff. All those 12-step idioms. I know they're stupid and reductive and whatever, but I'll buy into that because they're delivered by people who hit a rock bottom and emerged and can explain to me why and how those are useful. But some shredded Australian going there's nothing a narcissist hates more than being accused of something they did do. It's ooh, okay.
Amanda
what am I
Priestley
supposed
says,
to do with that?
Groundbreaking. Then we head to the Sprinter van for the goddess arrivals, and Marisol walks up first. She's the goddess of cockies. Larsa is the goddess of selfies. I would argue that we could also apply that to her frenemy, Lisa. And then Kiki is the goddess of male anatomy. Oh my God. And I do want to acknowledge that Larsa did broken clock here. I want to acknowledge that Lisa did ask Kiki straight away, what was going on with your dad? Hey, what's going on with your dad? Fill me in. And I was proud of Larsa for that. I shouldn't be. That's the bare fucking minimum.
No, but I mean, she does. I do think Larsa means well. I think her angle on it is weird, but I do think she cares about Kiki and that relationship. And Kiki said her dad did call Shamar, and she thanks Larsa for her support in getting that to happen. But then Kiki has the healthiest confessional we'll ever hear from a Real Housewife. She goes, "This was a great start, and hopefully he can manage to keep it up, but time will tell." And I was like, oh my God, it took me 15 years of therapy to get those words assembled in that order and mean them and understand what I'm saying. I thought that was so advanced because I still am a sucker. If one meaningful, kind word is extended, I'm like, finally, he gets me. He does see me. He loves me. Cut to next phone call, something, whatever. So Kiki has her head on all right with this.
I literally almost wrote the exact same thing word for word. This is exactly what I was talking about last week when I was comparing myself to Lisa. Like, why does Lisa get it and I don't? And you're like, ma'am. And then I was like, okay, yeah, I do the same thing. Like I have one conversation and I'm like, oh my God, yay, it's finally happened. And then wah, wah. So yeah, I loved this for Kiki so much. So proud of her, so inspired, and just happy for her that she has that for herself.
Yeah, and she didn't seem tortured by it. She was
Yes.
just like, that was a nice day. That was one nice day. And I'm really glad we had that. And a lot more of those will need to be built consecutively to rebuild trust. And she says, we'll see. I love that.
So Guerdy arrives, the Sprinter van. She's the goddess of gab. Stephanie arrives. She's the goddess of punctuality. Julia is the goddess of kissing. Adriana is the goddess of purity. And I was all, what now? Okay. And then we go back to the venue, and Alexia is the goddess of stars because she was born to be a star. Gross. And then this scene was, I was like, yeah, like I was sitting there like a starving person with like a fork and a knife, like carve her up. Because I don't like people like her. I don't like people that—
Lisa, yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
they've already been waiting for like an hour and a half. Lisa's nowhere to be found. She was not answering her phone. Marisol's pissed off, and she's right. She's like, this is so rude. And we get a montage of how Lisa is always exceptionally, unapologetically late. And Stephanie says she has two pet peeves talking about penises and people who are late. And God bless Kiki, she has a little confessional where she says, like, all the girls talk about are dicks, penises, and balls. This woman is in the wrong group. And finally, 2.5 hours late, Lisa pulls up. No apology, no acknowledgement of how late she is. She steps onto the Sprinter van and says, how's everyone doing today? And I lost my shit sitting on my couch. Like, say I'm sorry. Acknowledge that you've kept these women waiting in a van for 2.5 hours. I won't go see a movie that's 2.5 hours long because that's too long to sit. This is insane. She's an asshole. And this is where Stephanie redeemed herself momentarily. She says to Lisa, do you think your time is more important than all of ours, or you're more valuable? Are we supposed to celebrate your entrance? Do you know how rude it is to make everyone wait? And Lisa, instead of saying, you're right, I'm sorry, I was running way behind and I'm not myself. Like, she has 100 ways to address this, but instead she does exactly what you talked about with the Julia and Guerdy dinner. I don't even know you well enough for you to be speaking to me like that.
What does that have to do with anything? You are 2 hours late to a work—
2.5.
2.5 hours late to a work event. And
everyone is there waiting.
Everyone is there
so
waiting.
Rude.
Oh my God. Just so arrogant and entitled and fucked.
And Stephanie just leveled her by saying, I know enough about you that you just made us wait 2 hours. It's very rude. Mm-hmm. And then Lisa tries to pull some slam out of her ass saying, you don't have a lot of friends. And Stephanie just cuts her right off and goes, because a lot of them are like you, disrespectful. And I was like, hell yeah. And Larsa was thrilled that Stephanie called her out, called Lisa out.
She sure was.
Yeah. And Lisa's like, to Stephanie, she's like, you don't have to speak for my friends. And Larsa's like, well, it is rude. And she's like, we're not speaking, Larsa. I'm like, Lisa, read the room. Everyone's pissed off. just say, I'm so sorry. That's a really long time. I appreciate you guys waiting, and I will try to do better next time. It could all end right there, but no.
And then Marisol in her confessional says, Stephanie said what we've all wanted to say for 13 years. And all I wanted to say was, Marisol, you're enabling her by not saying anything. I'm not saying that you saying something is going to make her change. I'm just saying that you're not setting a boundary. How could you go 13 years with this castmate and not say, fucking listen, bitch, be on fucking time. Try.
Because exactly what you said, she's not going to change. It's like Andy Cohen when Lisa, they showed the flashback of her showing up on the reunion set like an hour and a half late. And Andy's like, this is not time for applause. Sit down. You're late. And we're all pissed. It didn't change a thing. What was that, 3 years ago?
You're so
and here
right.
she is. Like, at least this is what I'm learning in Al-Anon. If you choose to be friends with someone, again, you can bring something to their attention once, and beyond that, it's controlling. So I can say, I don't like it when you're late. I'd really like you to make an effort to be on time. If they're consistently late from there on out, that's who they are, and I get to decide if I'm going to be friends with them or not. Marisol has decided she will sip on a cocktail until her friend shows up 3 hours after her call time. But then there are people like Stephanie who's like, I'll tell you what, if I invite her on a flight and she's not there, the plane takes off.
Loved
and
it.
I appreciate that too.
Me
Hell
too.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. Oh my God.
I bet we will. I bet the producers clocked that and they were like, great, we're setting up that event ASAP.
Yeah, I took a page from your book and I was like, team nobody, but a little bit more team Stephanie.
Yes, thank God she had this like redemptive moment at the end of the episode, because I was done with her after the dog shit on the duvet.
I can't wait to see next week. I can't wait to see next week. The previews looked good. Lisa loses some sort of game where she's called the most self-centered and she's like, fuck this game, I'm leaving. Bye.
That's the narcissist.
Jody, come get me. Yeah. Or she's the biggest victim. That's what it is.
And then she immediately becomes a victim and she's like,
my
no,
God.
I'm not, I'm leaving. It's like,
Just
girl.
like, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Friend, what else did you watch this week?
I watched some more Next Gen NYC. We had a Kim Zolciak appearance this week. It's a whole thing. It's fascinating. I watched The Valley, which is just on brand. It's dark in the Valley. I watched a bunch of Wimbledon. I don't know if you saw the picture of Hugh Grant passed out in the stands at Wimbledon. It just like,
I saw it on Reddit.
it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tried to watch, it was on in the background, so I can't say that I watched every frame of it, but I tried to watch Bachelor in Paradise, and it was so bad, and I feel like it's just going to get weirder and grosser. So they're trying to make it competitive, it appears, like with Love Island and Netflix, Too Hot to Handle and all that stuff, and it's not. It's bad. It's still Jesse Palmer. It's still traditionalist bullshit, but trying to do games, but there's no edge, so it's boring. And then the Golden Bachelor people are going to join. And there was a brief preview, and it looks like there's like cross-generational makeouts. And I was just like, I don't want to fucking watch this. This is weird, and it's gross, and it's not fun. So I think that is a one and done for me. Maybe it'll be on in the background again. Like I said, it was helpful noise. Bachelor in Paradise, what I used to like about it was like listening to a sleep story. It was so fucking boring. They were all hot. They laid on those day beds and just like, bleh. And this was like, let's play a game. Let's do this. Let's fight, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I hate this. It was really weird.
I read about it on Reddit as well. And I never thought I would be able to quit that show. And I'm so glad that I did. Because I have 0.0 interest in watching it. I have all the dating shows on Netflix, wherever else they have the dating shows. Obviously, Peacock, yeah, with Love Island. But I don't know. Maybe the ratings are good. I have no idea.
I doubt it. I just feel like you said, again, I can't seem to like start Love Island because I find it so overwhelming because I'm already like 57 episodes behind.
Yeah, it's too late now. Yeah.
But I listen to these like podcast recaps, so I recognize names and stuff. I wouldn't know really what's going on, but I don't think The Bachelor in Paradise once a week of like weird, contrived bullshit with intergenerational horniness is going to strike a chord when you can just watch Love Island every night.
I
So
agree.
good luck, ABC.
Listen, we were asking you to evolve for so many seasons. You chose not to. I think the showrunners quit or were fired, and they hired people. And yeah, that's exactly what they're trying to do. And I don't give a fuck if it fails and goes down in a blaze of glory, but it hasn't yet. So, I'm the fool for thinking it's actually going to be taken off the air anytime soon. So,
Again, I can watch almost anything. I would rather just go to bed at like 8
yeah.
p.m. than turn that shit on because it was like, it was distracting. It was meant to be on as background noise, but it was so bad it was distracting, and not in a and just like that way. At least in just like that, there's like real estate and shots of New York City and clothes to look at and like or dislike and shoes and but there was this anyways, it was bad. What did you watch?
I watched Love Island. I watched, and just like that, I watched another episode of Trainwreck, that documentary series
Which
on
one?
Netflix, the one about the Project X party that happened in the Netherlands. And I found it very disturbing for many reasons. And then we watched The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion.
Oh, I haven't watched that. How was that? Nick
Yeah.
Vial?
Nick Vial, I know. Even Josh was like, "Oh, this dude." I was like, "I
Yeah.
love you so much, honey." Yeah, I know. He sucks.
He's just like a low energy dude to like
Yeah,
mumble
he's
around and be like, "Har, har, 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 har."
right. And also he's so condescending. He did go hard for Whitney, and this probably isn't super like emotionally healthy of me to be glad that he did, because that says more about me than it does about Whitney. But I don't like Whitney. I find her extremely dangerous and extremely manipulative. Talk about, okay, her behavior reminds me of the narcissist I know. I will go back and I will say that. And everyone on Reddit thinks that Michaela was being a big, oh, see you next Tuesday, whereas I feel like Michaela is just the chorus for the rest of us to see the truth about Whitney. My point is, I thought it was good, but it was also, okay, just like bring in the new episodes. Demi was not there. Shocking nobody. It's good. I want you to see it, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about
Yeah,
it.
I'll
Yeah.
watch it. I forgot because it came out like at some distance after the show,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Like, I want to
So
say it
somehow
came
I
out within
missed
the
it.
last week. It didn't come
Yeah.
out a long time ago. It didn't come out
Okay.
any time close to when the rest of the episodes dropped.
I'll
So,
check it out.
mm-hmm. And what was your antidepressant this week, friend?
My antidepressant was a patio party. So during
Oh,
when COVID started, my neighborhood friends, we started this patio party where every weekend we would choose a night and everyone would just go sit at a distance at that time on a patio just to like hang out and be social and be humans. And so it's been a summertime tradition for 5 years now. We've kept it up the whole time and it follows for no particular reason. I just noticed this. We're on the same schedule as Summer House. So we always start on the 4th of July weekend and end on Labor Day weekend. So last weekend was our first patio party of the season, our 5th-year anniversary of patio parties. And it was great. It was really nice just to like
oh,
laugh and hang out. And, the COVID rules obviously are no longer in place. So we can like sit closer and share. Everybody brings food and drinks. And it was a blast. So
oh,
it was
God. I
good.
love that. I love
Yeah.
that.
So, yeah, summer patio parties are underway in Beverly Grove. Woo!
Mm. Oh.
And how about you? What was your antidepressant?
Josh and Leo came home last weekend. I hadn't been with them for almost a week. So it's been really nice to just be with my boy, be with my man, and just do like simple things this week, like catch up on shitty TV with Josh. And also, my body feels a million times better than it did a week ago. Nary a whisper from either of the Stones. So I'm super grateful for that. And I'm also real eager to get into a doctor to see what the hell we're going to do next. A nice week free of emergency rooms and Vicodin and, yeah, just simple. Mm-hmm.
But in truth, like that's what everyone tells you to focus on. The moments like that do bring into sharper focus the things to be grateful for on a daily basis. It's like my family, my health, feeling well, like all those things suddenly, for me, come back into like sharper focus when they've been on vacation for a little while, you know?
Agreed.
So I'm
Yes.
glad that you're enjoying the little things, you know?
Oh my God. I'm so grateful to enjoy the little things. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you know what? I'm not Lisa Hochstein. That's my antidepressant. I am not fucking Lisa Hochstein. I'm not Alexia. And so on and so forth. On that note,
Everybody take good care of yourselves. And
yes, please, please take good care of yourselves. Just literally, I know I always say drink your water, but I did not keep my hydration up while I was in Palm Springs. And I have a feeling that had part, I think that contributed to the hard time I had. It wasn't like I was fully dehydrated, but drink your water, man.
take it
Drink
from
your
a
water.
stone survivor, guys.
Yeah.
Drink your water.
Don't
stay
get
hydrated.
stoned.
Take care of yourselves. And we will
Yes.
talk next week.
We will talk next week. Oh yeah, everyone. Happy Real Housewives of Orange County premiere night.
Wee.
Can't wait. All right. Bye, friend. Love you.
Bye. Love you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Ramona and Margie are obviously not doctors and do not provide medical advice. Their content is intended to be used for entertainment purposes only. It is not intended to be, should not be interpreted as, or used as a substitute for medical advice or a diagnosis of any health or fitness problem, condition, or disease, nor a recommendation for a specific test, doctor, care provider, procedure, treatment plan, product, or course of action.
My mom isn't a doctor.